Your party has been lots of places. Hell, they are seasoned adventurers at this point, but have they been everywhere? Here are 30 must-visit locations for every D&D party. Now, number 1 is easy. Ancient ruins. If your party hasn't explored ancient ruins yet, chances are they're still babies, or they just never made it out. Number 2, an underwater city. As soon as someone learns water breathing, it really all changes in your session, so what's the coolest underwater city your party has ever seen? Number 3, a volcanic lair. Nothing beats fighting a monster inside a volcano. Number 4, a haunted mansion. No, not the one at Disney. I'm talking about how the hell do we get out of here mansion. The holy shit, they got Jimmy type. If your players aren't scarred by something like the Strahd murder house, you're slacking as a DM. And number 5, we have an enchanted forest because every party should know what it's like to get pulled in by a pretty light only to get attacked by creepy vines. Number 6, an ancient library that they really shouldn't be in. Extra points if the library is secret and trying to kill them on the way out. Number 7, a dragon's lair. I mean, come on, it's called Dungeons and Dragons. Every party should know the feeling of, yeah, we shouldn't have come here. Also, this should go without saying, it requires a Mountain of Gold. Duh. At number 8, a forbidden temple. Now this one's a little different than some ancient ruins. Ancient ruins can be anything, but a forbidden temple is probably trying to kill you the moment you step inside. But hey, there's probably treasure inside. Or a cult. At number 9, mines. Every party needs a mine crawl where they can find the creepy crawlies of the Underdark, and maybe a dwarf or two, and some mithril. Number 10, speaking of, the Underdark. This is one step deeper than the mines. This is where you wind up when you accidentally fall down the hole of one of the mine shafts. It's where you get the glowing mushrooms, the creepy spiders, and the nightmare fuel monsters. Number 11, a pirate ship. If your players haven't stepped foot on a pirate ship, I guarantee you they're waiting for it. Everyone loves a high seas adventure. Number 12, a mage's tower. This can be fun if it's a friendly mage, but there's just something about trying to survive a place that's booby-trapped to all hell, and you have to clear multiple floors and make it to the top. Number 13, a Thieves Guild Lair. Now, this one might require a secret password or a favor owed from an NPC, but if your players make it to the hideout of the Thieves Guild, they'll feel like they're part of a secret club. Just make sure they know if they tell anyone about it, they'll be hunted for the rest of their life. Number 14, a royal palace. Now, this one's usually for the seasoned vets because you usually have to make a name for yourself, but standing in front of a king or queen or royal council is definitely a rite of passage, and if your party has been there, good job to them. Number 15, one of the 9 hells, or all of them. Jumping into an infernal portal is no easy task, and a party that finds themselves on any of the 9 hells is definitely in for a wild time. Just try not to breathe the air too much, or drink the water, or eat. At number 16, a hag's cottage. Hopefully you do this one right. Hags can be a little hit or miss when it comes to DMing them. There's a lot of little nuances to making them really scary, but a hag's lair can be pretty damn terrifying, especially if the party doesn't realize where they are until they've already entered. Especially lower level parties, this can be a fun, holy shit, we really did that kind of moment. Number 17, floating islands. This one's a bit rare, but how cool is it to find yourself on a floating city or a floating island? Every party should know what it's like to stand at the edge of a cliff and look down and see nothing but clouds. Number 18, a desert landscape. This one can be intense because anything they see might just be a mirage. Bonus points if they make it to an oasis town or something like that. Just remember, the heat can make you just a little bit loopy. Number 19, a wizard's academy. Really any sort of academy will do. They're searching for information, trying to learn a spell or discover a villain's weakness, and then they piss off the principal or the headmaster. What can be really fun is if they get kicked out or have to sneak back in. Number 20, a creepy graveyard. They can be paying their respects or just stumble across it, but if they're not a little bit worried about fighting an undead horde, you're doing it wrong. Number 21, the Shadowfell. If you really want to scare your party, just take them to the Upside Down. It's filled with dark cities, even darker clouds, and horrifying flesh monsters. What's not to love? Number 22, a gladiatorial arena. The chanting, the sand, the blood. It's great, isn't it? Or at least it is if they're just spectators. Less so if they are in the arena, but hell, if they win, it'll be a story, won't it? 23, catacombs. Beneath the city lies the catacombs, filled with the dead and bones and possibly other darker secrets, and your party is there to find them all. At number 24, an adventurer's guild. Look, at this point, your party might as well be making money for all of those dragon claws and troll parts. They're good at what they do, and now they can get paid to do it. Number 25 is a barbarian tribe land. They keep to themselves for the most part, but now that the tribes have found you, maybe there's wrestling or maybe there's full-on blood-induced furious raging. If your party is talking to a chieftain and survives, kudos. Number 26, a cosmic wonderland. Maybe they're floating in the astral sea or sitting on an asteroid. Very, very few parties are lucky enough to see the cosmos above them. So has your party done this? Number 27, a dream. Now this one's a little bit of a cheat because it's not a real physical location, but it's a unique experience. Entering someone's dreams and maybe even doing some battle in there is absolutely worthy of this list. Number 28, the mountain peak. Call it Everest or whatever you want. Somewhere in your world is a big-ass mountain. Maybe your party is brave enough to get to the top. But then it makes you wonder, did nobody go there because of the height or because of something else? At number 29, the Celestial Realms. On the flip side of the hells, going to the Celestial Realms feels like an extra difficult thing to do. What do you do if you meet an angel or a god? If your party has been to any of the Celestial Realms, please tell me about it. Leave it in the comments down below. And finally, at number 30, the same world, but in the past. That's right, I'm talking about time travel. If your party has ever time traveled, they must be truly seasoned veterans. Very, very few parties ever get to go from their world to, well, the same world, but in the past. And there you have it. Those are 30 locations I think every party should experience at some point between level 1 and level 20. Leave your comments down below with your own locations. I'm sure I missed more than a few. And now, as always, time for some quick shoutouts. 20 Herminator 10 says, awesome crossover idea, Tobias hanging out with Vox Machina. Honestly, they really are missing out by not having a Displacer Beast as a pet. Luke commented, an elf of the Woodland Realm at 048. Honestly, can you tell me that there wasn't a Displacer Beast in the Lord of the Rings? Maybe you should look again. Charlotte Katakuri commented, hello Tobias. Well, Tobias says, and there you have it, guys. If you were paying attention in this video, leave a timestamp in the comments down below with where you saw Tobias, and you just might get shouted out in the next video. As always, thank you so much for watching. Forge on, my friends, and we'll see you next time, adventurers.